What's up guys, Conrad here with another video, and today I'd like to talk about the struggles of being a new content creator on YouTube. Or shall I say the challenges rather that we have to overcome. You know, some of the hurdles that are kind of tricky that we need to get through in order to get the ball rolling. So first things first, the most obvious thing is the awkwardness of talking on camera. Because let's face it, when you're a beginner to this, it's not natural. It is a bit unusual, and you kind of have to sort of force yourself to talk to the camera, to the lens, as if you're talking to another human being. So it's almost like acting in a way. You're kind of tricking yourself. And you're doing a bit of a performance as you're conversating. But after a while, you kind of get used to it, and you don't feel as stupid doing it. So that's the first thing. Just practice talking in front of the camera. Now, it doesn't necessarily matter always what you're talking about for your viewers. The viewers are watching for you, whether they like your presence, like the way you speak, how you speak, and your points. And don't worry too much about how you come across on camera, because your natural style will come in time. The second thing is trying to think of interesting, original ideas, which can be tricky, but as you live your life, you're always going to come up with new ideas. There's no shortage of ideas. You might hit a creative block, or what feels like a creative block, but that's just imaginary. There's always something to talk about, even though sometimes it feels there's literally nothing to talk about. So this struggle is for the content creators who are making daily videos and they need to talk about whatever's in the news right now. What's the hot topic of the day? And they're kind of like journalists in a way. You know, they'll grab whatever the big story is and they'll give their own opinion on it. And it might be not something they're particularly interested or really care about, but they got to make a video on it because, you know, that is content. That's the algorithm. It's for the algorithm. So the point is to take that story, even if it's not really important to you, and give your own perspective, your own unique opinion on it. And that's what people want to hear. They want to hear your side of the story. Finding a niche. So that's the hard part. So you know, finding a niche, just talking about a very specific thing on YouTube can be tricky for some. It's definitely tricky for me because I seem to be quite broad. I talk about many things, you know, and movies, fashion, life, whatever, philosophy, whatever it may be. Some people are very interested in that one thing and they can stick with it. For others, it's harder. They like to talk about everything. So some people could talk about fragrances, fashion, politics, spirituality, home improvements, art, just that one thing. And they do not deviate from that. So sometimes that works in your favor, but other times that could make you really bored. And you're just like, oh, I just can't talk about this one thing anymore. Let me just talk about something else. And then you're going to end up making a different channel and then another channel. And so, oh, actually, I do have a broad range of interests as it happens. So the trick is to find what you're passionate about. And if you're able to talk about that thing forever, well, why not make a YouTube channel about it? Resilience and consistency. That's the hardest thing. Just making the video and then making another video the next day and the next day after that. Doesn't matter what it is, but it's just the performance of actually taking the camera and talking and talking. That's all it is. The action of creating, making, and putting it out there. But doing it a lot, every day, for the algorithm. That's probably the most challenging hurdle, I have to say. Another thing is trying to make the simplest of subjects entertaining. Could be about cigars, shoes, pillows, beds, animals, whatever. How do you make that entertaining? Of course, there's always a market for those kinds of videos. But how are you going to make it entertaining and funny and watchable? Like, oh, I got to watch this guy again. Well, that's something you got to figure out. Another challenge is prideful expectations. So what do I mean by this? That's when you make a video and you put a lot of hard work into it. You put your all into it and you think, yes, this video is going to hit. People are gonna love it. It's probably gonna go viral. I don't know. You know, this is the right video at the right time. Amazing editing, amazing. Everything just looks great. You know, it's just all come together so well. You post the video, and what do you know? It doesn't really hit. You don't get as many likes as you think it deserves, and it just kind of fades away into the algorithm, into the abyss, and you're like, damn, what the hell? I put so much work into this video. I put my heart and soul, and nothing. That's where you gotta manage your expectations. And as I suppose the main philosophy is to be stoic as hell. Just don't expect anything. Don't expect. If it does great, then great. If it doesn't do great, just make another video. Hate comments. Every content creator, no matter who you are, no matter how likable you may think you are, you're gonna get the haters. Or the constructive criticism, shall we say. It's inevitable, you can't really stop it. I mean, you can delete it if you want, but sometimes it's good to leave some of those comments there just to bring a bit of variation to your channel. And how do you deal with it? So, some people are more sensitive than others. It's important to have a thick skin. Don't let it get to you personally. If it's constructive criticism, take it on board and learn from it. If it's a personal attack, well, it's up to you what you can do with it. You can either delete it, or you can, you know, respond back in an intelligent way, you could say, you know, and do a nice quip. But often, you know, if you're dealing with trolls, it will just lead to an argument, and it's just gonna get messy. Another struggle could be losing subscribers, which happens to everyone. Nothing you can control about it. If you got, you know, 10,000 subscribers, and now you have just one less, it's not a big deal. You can't control people, and, you know, just, again, manage your pride, manage your expectations. And again, if you made a video that you feel is, you know, this video is really special, and it doesn't get many views right away, be patient. It may take some time for the audience to catch on, or for your new viewers to find that particular video. It might take months, might take a year or whatever, and you might get comments, you know, 5 years down the line for a video where you weren't expecting to get attention. The last struggle or challenge to get over with content creation is being a perfectionist and making mistakes. When you look back at your videos after you finish editing, and you look back at the mistakes you've made, or just little errors here and there, maybe something in the background wasn't right, or something, the way you dressed wasn't perfect, or some little small detail you've noticed. It's like, ah, shit, I wish I could get rid of that somehow. I can't really crop it out. I can't really do anything about it, but it's there. That's one thing you need to train yourself to be able to get over. Sometimes you make a mistake when you say something. Maybe the words doesn't come out the way you thought it would. You know, if you can edit it, then great. If you can get rid of it, then good. But sometimes you leave accidental little blunders here and there, which is fine. None of us are perfect. We all make little mistakes here and there, and that's part of being human. It's natural to slur your words sometimes and be like, you know, making those kind of sounds. And it only gets better with time. You start spotting the mistakes better. And that's just one thing to keep in mind when you start making videos. Don't be too hard on yourself, because it's a process in order to catch these little mistakes and just get better and better at delivering your content, whether it's your speech or your editing or whatever it may be. Whatever you present, you'll get better at catching the things that are not supposed to be there. For the next video, there'll be way less mistakes, if any at all. So that's all I got to say on the topic of the struggles of the new content creator. Perhaps you can relate to some of these things. And if you have any suggestions, just let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Hope you found this interesting, and I'll see you guys next time.